Stay tuned, literally though. All right, the last one, and I think this is the best one. Advice to young athletes.
I love it.
Advice to young athletes. I work with probably a lot more younger athletes than you do, because your gym is more geared towards like an older demographic.
Yeah.
But if you were to work with, let's say like the varsity hockey team, like I did, what would be your number one piece of advice to them when starting, not at the end, but when they're starting out before they even picked up a weight yet? What would be your number one piece of advice?
And I will say, working with younger athletes is like one of the funnest things I've ever done. I miss that so much. So like back with internships and stuff at Boyle, that was huge, and I had so much fun doing that. As much as they drive you crazy, it's like super rewarding work. In terms of like advice or something, I would say is like I keep it super general and simple. Like these kids don't know what they want in their life. They're very young. Like just find what you love, work your ass off at it, because that's going to pay off for you down the road. Like I firmly believe that you and I, just because we've always worked really hard and been so committed to a sport, that it's paid off in every facet of our lives. So like career wise, relationships, just any part of my life, I feel like I owe to the fact that I found something I really love to do. I worked my ass off at it, and I never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once that part of my life ended, where I wasn't an athlete anymore, those habits don't change. So like those younger years of being an athlete, how you carry yourself in that portion of your life is going to set you up for the rest of your life. Whether you think it or not right now. If you're a fifth grader, you might not think that every decision that you make or like how hard you work at something, you might not think right now that it's gonna pay off for you. But trust me, when both of us say this, is that like now me and him, we're 23 years old, and I still see habits that I developed at a very young age in sports that kind of have stuck with me till today. And I believe that's why we are in the position we're in. So that's kind of my answer.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more on that. I also think in terms of kids who play multiple sports, which is majority of younger athletes, I think trainers need to stop gearing their workouts towards one specific sport, and they need to start focusing on how to become a better athlete in general.
Do everything.
Do everything. Become a better athlete in general. You don't know what sport you're going to end up going with as you get older, right? Like I played baseball when I was younger, and baseball was my favorite sport. I didn't start playing hockey until I was a little bit older. And
I won't tell you I hit a home run off.
Yeah, you did.
You won't say that.
Dude. Literally, the one time I faced this dude in Little League, I gave him a freaking meatball fastball down the middle, and he crushed a home run, and I have yet to not live it down yet.
Dude, smacked it.
One of the main reasons why I quit baseball in general. But regardless, I thought when I was young, if you asked me when I was 10 years old what sport I wanted to play when I got older, it was baseball. And then as I got older, it changed. And luckily, as I was training at a young age, I trained to become a better athlete, not to become a better baseball player. And that's what benefited me in transitioning to just hockey. Because if I had just chose, it's two completely different sports. If I had chose to train just for baseball, then it stopped? Yeah, just keep rolling, kids. If I had chosen to train just for baseball, then I would not have been half the hockey player I was. So I'm happy that I did that. And I think more young kids, especially when I talk to parents, they're so adamant on, oh, he's a baseball player. I want him to work on this and that and this. It's like, no. Your kid's 13 years old. He needs to become a better athlete in general. Whether I work on, explosiveness with him, lateral, anything. It's going to translate to him becoming a better athlete, which will help him in every facet of life, not just baseball. So I think for younger athletes, they need to start having that approach and not thinking of just one specific sport that they want to get into and what they want to stick with. Just become a better athlete at a young age and watch it, affect you in every different aspect of life as you get older. But also, I think the habits and the rituals that you pick up from your sport at a young age is so important and you will take with you for the rest of your life. So that's a great point that I once again I wasn't even thinking of. But
and keep your head up.
Yeah, have a good fucking attitude.
I was so hard on myself. I used to cry when I struck out and shit. That's so draining, man. It's like I look back on that and I'm like, why the fuck was I crying?
They used to call me Father Steve in hockey. Coach Bork, I don't know if he's gonna watch. He probably won't, but they used to call me Father Steve because I would come off the ice every single time with my hands up like this. Like, dude, stop it, stop! Ask them why they're taking me off the ice. They started calling me Father Steve, and as soon as they started calling me that, I just I stopped doing it because I was like, all right. So if it's clearly making an issue with everyone else, I was done with it. But yeah, have a great fucking attitude. Keep your head up.
Not that big of a deal.
Do your
You
jam.
strike out, you miss.
Who gives a
You
shit?
freaking airball.
What
It's
did
all
you say to
good.
me the other day? You said to me,
It's all
it's like,
good.
you're like, nothing fucking matters.
Doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Doesn't matter.
We're all gonna die.
on
Keep
your
your
head.
fucking head up.
On
Keep
your head.
moving.
Don't matter.
All right.
That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too. Episode 2 in the books.
Credo Conversations, baby. Thank
We'll
you
see
for
you next
having
time.
me.
We'll see you next
First
time.
time. See you again.
Aaron,
Let's
in
go.
the cut.
Let's go.
Done. Woo! That was